I should be going live. Oh, right. I have to go on to here and ensure that I'm live. Alright, we're gonna check sound, guys, real quick. Make sure I'm on. Okay, guys. Hello and welcome back to another card review. The Rastakhan Rumbles, the live card review, part 4. We are going to be looking at a ton of new cards, including a card that might just bring Rag back. So let's go ahead and jump back right into it. Go right here. And starting off, we have a new challenger, a 7-mana paladin spell. Discover a 6-cost minion, summon it with Taunt and Divine Shield. In my personal opinion, I think this is amazing. Some people weren't sure that they liked it. My friend Dylan himself was sort of like, it depends on what 6-cost cards are in the new expansion. But I was sort of thinking about, there are a lot of really good 6-cost cards that if you can summon them for 7 mana and give them Taunt and Divine Shield, that's really good. Like Karn Bloodhoof, or even a Boulder Fist Ogre that becomes a 7-mana 6/7 with Taunt and Divine Shield, which is, in my opinion, way better than a Sunwalker, which is a 4/5 with Taunt and Divine Shield. Even Karn Bloodhoof as a Taunt and Divine Shield for 7 mana is pretty damn good, because that when it dies, it summons you a 4/5, and now people have to kill it, whereas people didn't have to kill Karn Bloodhoof before. So now a new challenger is really, really good and can totally destroy. So I think this is really good personally. I know some people might disagree, but I think being able to summon this would be great for Control Paladin. I think it could be run in Baku Paladin for like when stuff goes out of standard, and could be run for like control, sort of like a control in an aggro deck in case you're losing the aggro. Because if you're losing in an aggro deck, usually you don't have a way to reload. I mean, you have some ways to reload, but that depends on. But if your opponent is winning, your opponent is winning. This could be a way to swing back the board in your control, or even just as a finisher, to make it so that your opponent can't kill off like your Stormwind champion or something. So this could be a huge thing in the way, and nobody would expect this run in Baku Paladin, which is why I think you should run it, because nobody would expect it, because it's not really aggro related. But you could also get charge with some charge 6-cost minions with this, which probably wouldn't be very good with the taunt, but it might be better with the Divine Shield. You never know. So this could be an interesting thing, and it could also be control. It could be aggressive even. I think overall this is a good rounded card, and I'd probably give it about 4 stars if I had to give it a star rating. Now, this next card, I'm not really too sure about it. It's Spirit of the Dead. It's a 1-mana 0/3, stealth for 1 turn. After a friendly minion dies, shuffle a 1-cost copy of it into your deck. Now, the next card we look at after this will make this one make a lot of sense. It's the Loa that goes along with this. If you didn't know, in this expansion, each class has a Spirit card that goes with their Loa card. And the Loa card is a legendary, and the Spirit card is a rare. So, now Spirit of the Dead could be run for Combo Priest, I'd say, where you could get a bunch of one-cost combo pieces. Notice that with this, it says 1-cost copy. It does not actually give you a 1-cost 1/1, which is normally what you would assume. So it's sort of like taking your previously made minions and turning them into academic espionage. So I think this is okay. Now, another thing I did think about for this is something I had talked about before. I think it was some sort of shadow card for Priest that destroy 2 of your mana crystals, give all minions in your deck +3/+3. I mean +2/+2. Sorry, not +3/+3. That would be overpowered. It was a 3 mana card. I think this could be run in that, and that could completely buff your entire deck and give you a bunch of like you could like kill off some cards and like get them circled back into the deck. Play that card. I don't remember what it's called, but it gives you +3 or +2/+2 at the cost of 2 mana crystals, as I said, and it'll buff this card and make it better. I think that would be pretty amazing. So probably not the best example. I think people are more likely to run this in a combo priest, but I kind of want token priest to be a thing because I think that would be hilarious. Because everyone expects token druid or token paladin or anything like that. Nobody expects token priest, and I'd just completely love to see that. Plus, this could be running a Baku priest. Don't know why you run it in a Baku priest, but you know the 4 health could help you survive aggro and even give you on your own aggro. So then there's a card, the Loa that goes with Spirit of the Dead, which is Bronsamdi the Dead. Sorry if I butchered that. It's a 7 mana 7/7 battlecry. Draw 1 cost minions from your deck until your hand is full. So let's say you kill off a Keleseth, and so you get Keleseth into your deck. You can draw Keleseth through this, along with anything else you killed, like a Prophet Velen, a what other combo priests are there? Malygos, or for token priests you could get like Northshire clerics and all sorts of stuff. And now they're all 1 cost, and then you slam down Bronsamdi, you draw all of them, and hopefully by then you've already got a bunch of buffed cards from like the give your minions +2/+2, and you just draw a bunch of like 3/6s and all sorts of stuff, all 1 mana. So it doesn't matter that you sacrifice a little bit of mana, because now you can just for like let's say you have 8 mana the turn after Bronsamdi is played, then you play literally 8 1 cost big minions that are all buffed, completely overpowering your opponent. That would be probably ideal. It could also be run in combo, where you could draw a bunch of 1 cost minions and kill off the 1 cost minions with Spirit of the Dead, and then, or not 1 cost minions, but the combo minions, shuffle them back into the deck with Bronsamdi, and just overpower your opponent, and do some strange combo with Xerx's Cloning Gallery. Bam, your opponent's dead. I think I'm not gonna, like, individually these are like maybe like 2-star cards. This particularly like is a 1-star card by itself, but combined with the Spirit of the Dead and Bronsamdi, like together they work very well. I'd say they're very good together, and so maybe like a 4-star combo, but by themselves they're pretty weak. I mean, you could run this pretty easily with Token Priest and just overpower that way, but I'm not sure it'd be useful. Plus, this stacks. You get 2 Spirits of the Dead. You get double 1 cost minions in your deck. So this stacks, and that's pretty OP in my opinion. I kind of like that. So anyways, let's move on to the next card. Card you've all been waiting for. The Ragnaros Enabler. Ragnaros is back in Standard, guys. I don't know how to pronounce this card, but it's the Dragonhawk Loa. It's Jan Alai, something like that. I was watching the stream this morning of a card review, but I didn't have sound on, so I could like just review the cards myself and see them in action without hearing what some other people thought of them first. So I could do my own interpretations and later on like look at what I thought about them. Holy shit, guys! This is actually ridiculous because what you do is you put this in a minion mage deck where you have a bunch of cards that buff hero powers, and there are some cards in the expansion that buff the hero power. They actually make the your hero power more useful. We already saw with Pyromancer, when you kill a minion with your card, you draw a card. But then there's Frostlich Jaina, which means that when you kill a minion, you summon a 3/6 water elemental. All that stuff is really good. This just continues to enable hero powers. Battlecry, if your hero power dealt 8 damage this game, summon Ragnaros the Fire Lord. It's a 7 mana 4/4. By itself, it's not very good. 7 mana 4/4 is terrible stats for 7 mana. But if you were to deal 8 damage with your hero power in the entire game, so let's say 1 ping per turn for 8 turns, you would get Ragnaros Firelord when you play this. So that means on turn 9 you could play 7 mana 4/4, and you would get Ragnaros the Firelord, which means that you basically just won the game. Because Ragnaros is kind of overpowered. If you didn't know what Ragnaros is, it's an 8 mana 8/8. It cannot attack, but at the end of your turn, deal 8 damage to a random enemy. That includes the enemy hero. Might not be great against aggro decks, but still pretty good. Plus, since this summons it with a hero power, by hero powers, you probably already pinged off a bunch of stuff. And it's a 4/4 stat line that can attack, so you can clear maybe some smaller stuff so that Ragnaros does more. Okay, but this by itself, probably not the best. I mean, yes, it summons Ragnaros Firelord, but what really makes this card shine is the next few cards, including Spirit of the Dragonhawk. Stealth for 1 turn, your hero power also targets adjacent minions. So let's say you hero power a 1/1, and next to the 1/1 is a 1/1 over here and a 1/1 over here. You deal 3 damage with your hero power, 1 to each of the minions. If you hero power the middle one, you also hero power the adjacent 2. That's what it says, basically. So you deal 3 damage to 3 different minions, 1 damage per minion. So now with this, you deal 3 damage. So now you get now you only need to do 5 more damage this game with your hero power. And even better, there's stuff that allows you to make your cards even stronger, your hero power even stronger. Daring Fire Eater, it's a 1 mana 1/1, probably not the most impressive stats, but Battlecry, your next hero power this turn deals 2 more damage. So now you can deal 3 damage with your hero power, and with this you deal 3 damage to adjacent minions, and suddenly you deal 9 damage. Now immediately you can just play, after you have done that, you can just play this and summon Ragnaros Firelord. And now you've cleared minions, because most minions, it's pretty cheap. You can deal 3 damage and get 3 minions, or destroy 3 minions combined with these 2, and you can just absolutely dominate your opponent. It just works like that. I mean, and if you don't want to pay the extra mana to use your hero power, there's Waterboy, which, Battlecry, your next hero power this turn costs 0. So basically, it's a 2 mana 2/1. Not impressive stats for 2 mana. There's definitely way better 2 drops, but it makes your hero power cost 0, which means you can deal 3 damage to adjacent minions, summon Ragnaros Firelord, all for free. I know this is a lot to comprehend, but Hearthstone is a skill-based game. It really is. I mean, a lot of it is luck, but there's a lot of skill in Hearthstone as well. You got to align things up. You got to be prepared. Stuff like the file, and I think honestly, stuff like this is gonna be a little setup to get stuff set up, and this is very good against an aggressive deck. This kind of deck would be amazing against aggressive decks. Now, if I'm going to give these things star ratings, I'm going to give this 4 stars by itself, because you can easily deal 8 damage with your mage hero power. Including with odd mage, you can just do odd mage, where you can deal 2 damage at each turn, and you can get Ragnaros Firelord for odd mana. Which means, minion mage with odd hero power is pretty decent, I've heard. Then this is probably 3-star card. Stealth for 1 turn, your hero power also targets adjacent minions. I think that's pretty good, because either way you're still dealing 1 damage to 3 minions. So for 3 damage basically. That's pretty good. Then it's basically a 3 mana 1/1 that does 3 damage. 3 stars, I'd say because you can clear a decent sized minion with this, and 1 mana 1/1 isn't terrible for stats. Plus, combined with other stuff, it's really good. And then this by itself, 2 stars, because we've seen this before in the past and hasn't really seen much play, where you use a 2 mana 2/1 and it does 3 damage. Or it makes your hero power cost 0, not 3 damage. What am I saying? So it's not that great, but it could be useful in pinging deck, because apparently they're trying to make a ping deck work, and I think honestly they have a lot of cards for it, so it might actually take off. Plus, this could be useful. This could be run in other decks besides Mage, where you could run 0 mana. So I'd say that's pretty good. Probably not the best thing, but I'd say it's decent. Okay, moving on. The most garbage card and meme card in the game. Gurabashi Chicken. Overkill, gain +5 attack. 1 mana, 1/1 beast. They already made an Angry Chicken, which it's a 1 mana, 1/1 rare beast, where if it takes damage, it gains +5 attack. That never saw play. Never ever saw play. A Gurabashi Chicken, I think we'll see even less play, because now, even if you buff it, if it only gains +5 attack if you kill something with it, and it still has enough health left over. Unlike the Angry Chicken, which was even better, which is hard to find a card that is worse than Angry Chicken. If you guys didn't know, I hate Angry Chicken with a passion. I think it's probably the worst card in the game, and almost every time that somebody plays Angry Chicken, and I'm playing, or when I play Angry Chicken, I have gotten it as a Zombeast. Every time I get an Angry Chicken Zombeast, and it's the best option I had, so I got an Angry Chicken Zombeast, I'm just I I've lost, and I literally lose the game because of an angry chicken zombies. I swear they're out to get me. But this is just even worse. It's overkill, gain +5 attack. So let's say you use Blessing of Kings on this, and you give it. It's suddenly a 5/5. That's 5 mana for a 5/5 with overkill, gain +5 attack. That's useful, but would you really want to waste 4/4 and 4/4 buff on basically an angry chicken? Maybe it could be useful that way with a buff paladin deck, where you could gain +5 attack every time it kills something because you buffed it a bunch, and so suddenly it's got, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 attack, but that's like best case scenario, and I really don't think anyone's gonna run this. People are just gonna see, hey, look, a terrible chicken card like Angry Chicken, scroll past it and run away. So honestly, 1-star card, maybe 2. The only reason it would be better than Angry Chicken is if you manage to, is if, you know, it gains more than 5 attack every time it kills something and survives. But that's really hard to make work, so I really don't think this is a very good card. It's worse than Angry Chicken in my opinion. Then there is a new 7 mana 7/7 Drude card called Ironhide Drude, which has overkill. Summon a 5/5 Ironhide Runt. I think this could be okay. I think maybe run this in a surprisingly a big Drude, where you just gain a bunch of mana crystals and play it as a big Drude. Might not be terrible. Ironhide Drude is probably not the worst card I've seen, and it's certainly not like the best, but it's actually pretty average. 7 mana 7/7 is okay stats for 7 mana. With an overkill, summon a 5/5 Ironhide Runt. Probably not bad. I don't know if anyone would really run this, but they could run this as a beast in Drude, and I think it could be useful. And then it could also be useful with this, Undasta, 9 mana 7/7 legendary minion with rush, overkill, summon a beast from your hand. This combined with this could be useful because when you play this, it could summon an Ironhide Drude, and you could get a 7/7 for free, basically. So you'd have, so let's say you kill a 6 attack, 6 health minion, or 5 attack, 6 health minion, whatever, and you have basically a 7/1 that got to attack immediately, and you get a 7/7. Or you could get Hadronox from Knights of the Frozen Throne, which means you could use this in a combo where you summon that, and then you summon Hadronox, and then you summon a bunch of taunts, because you kill off your Hadronox with Naturalize. And you get a 7/1 and a bunch of taunts, and then you could just hit face for lethal next turn. That's best case scenario. Probably not the most common attack thing, but if they're trying to go for a beast Drude, which I think they went for one time, this is a good start. This is definitely a good start. I think they need more cards for a beast Drude, and I know Taunt Drude's going to go out of the meta because well, Hadronox is going out soon. I don't know how soon, but this will stay in the meta for a while, so they could make a beast Drude and use Undasta for that. Now, I'd give this like 3 stars. because it's not bad and it's also, you know, pretty decent, but it's not like amazing either. So 3 stars, so an average stars. Now Undasta, this could also be used in Recruit Hunter, like because when you draw a beast, you can no longer recruit it. So what you do is you use Undasta, and you just summon beasts from your hand. Plus, you can also summon Undasta with something like Katharina Winterwisp, which I personally run because it's an amazing card. So you could get another 7/7 with Rust that could summon a King Crush from your hand, and you could just overpower your opponent really easily. And that could be really nice. Oh, something went wrong with my stream. Oh, no, it's back. Okay. Anyways, also, Undasta could be used for summoning Witchwood Grizzlies from your hand, which means you get a 3/12. And that'd be... Also, my phone's ringing. I hope it's not for me. So, Undasta is pretty decent. I'd say summoning a bunch... You could also summon, like, Savannah Highmanes. So you could just summon a bunch of stuff with Undasta, and it'd be really good against Psychic Scream, too. So, because when you Psychic Scream against a Recruit Hunter, Undasta can summon things from your hand. And Sap would be useful. It would be useful against rogues with their Sap and Vanish. It'd just be an overall useful card. So I think this is a 4-star card despite being a 9 and a 7/7. But considering the overkill, I think it'd be useful for both Hunter and Drude. So that's my thoughts on Undasta. Finally, the last card, which I really think I was one of the first people who thought, wow, lethal. Potential for Shaman Lethal when I first saw this card. This morning, when they revealed this card, the whole chat went dust, 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 and someone was like, Hex. Everyone started agreeing, oh hey, Hex, Crushing Hand, stuff like that, removal, Lightning Bolt. All that stuff could be like useful for targeting a minion with a spell and killing it off. But Zentimo, 3 mana, 1/3. What you do is you plop this down, and you plop down an Electra Storm Surge. Suddenly you have, that's 6 mana. You already have 3 minions on the board that can attack. You play Rockbiter Weapon on those on the middle of the adjacent 3 minions that you already have on the board. Suddenly, everything gets +6 attack, so that's 18 damage. Then, so that's 18 damage by itself. So if they're 1/1s, that's 7 + 7 + 7. That's 21 damage. Plus another 9 damage if you have another Rockbiter Weapon. That's a turn 10 deal 30... Yeah, deal 30 damage. You just hit face for a lot of damage. Now, Taunts doesn't work with that, but this could be really useful. Or you could run Bloodlust and Rockbiter Weapons. So you have already Zentimo on the battlefield, and you run Bloodlust plus Rockbiter Weapons, and you just do the same combo, and this time you have a wider board where you just deal a bunch of damage. That being said, Zentimo can also be used for removal, where you do, for 7 mana, you can do triple Hex. So let's say you're facing, like, Taunt Drude. You can suddenly Hex everything. Hex, like, 3 minions, including, like, a Hadronox, and just completely mess up your opponent. And you could also run Crushing Hand, or Lightning Bolt. All sorts of stuff like that could destroy your opponent's minions. So this could be pretty strong. I mean, I don't think this is a dust card. I think, honestly, you can make this work. because it's a good card. That's the last card, but if I had to give this a star rating, I give it 4 stars. I haven't really seen anything that I'd give 5 stars. Maybe the Ragnaros summoning thing, but even that by itself, it's not amazing. I haven't really seen any 5-star legendaries, that's for sure. Or 5-star cards. But there's some decent stuff, you know. Zentimo, definitely close to 5 stars, but since it's a 3-mana 1/3, I'll give it 4 stars. Since the stats is terrible for 3 mana. But, you know, we've seen 3-mana 1/3s before with Acolyte of Pain and stuff like that. So it's just a matter of making it work. And this certainly isn't like a turn 3 drop it down. It's like a play for like turn 6, 7, stuff like that. Turn 10 for combos. Lethal combos.
There you go. Good boy. Okay. There you are, Angel.
That's my brother, guys. Say hi. I'm live streaming.
Oh, I thought you were actually talking to someone and they didn't want to say hi to me.
Oh.
Okay. Bye-bye, Ollie.
Hi, Ollie. My dog is now in my room, guys. He's now just making a lot of racket. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and end the live stream there. So, we're going to go ahead and just go through the stars real quick for each of these. I'll just go ahead and say what I give stars. I don't really remember everything I gave to these, but 4 stars, 2 stars, 1 star, but together 4 stars, 4 stars, 3 stars, 3 stars, 2 stars, 1 star, almost said 0 stars, my gosh, 3 stars, 4 stars, 4.5 stars. Anyways, guys, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll catch you next time. Peace out, guys. Thanks for watching. Oh, and leave any comments down below on what you might think of the cards. I'll see you later. Peace out.